Hey everyone, so for today's lesson we're going to be trying our hands at a few word problems that are a little bit more challenging. Okay, these word problems require more than one step, so do not just try to add or subtract the numbers that you see. You really need to read the problem a few times and see what it is that they're asking you to do. Okay? So here we have the word problem. Trevor's stack of books is 7 7/8 inches tall. Rick's stack is 3 times as tall. What is the difference in the heights of their stack of books? First time I read the problem, I just think about what's going on so I can have an idea. I know there's 2 people. I always like to write down when I have more than 2 people what each person has. They're stacking some books and they want to see, whose is a little bit taller because they want to know what the difference is in the height. Okay. I'm going to read it again. Now I'm going to use cubes to solve. Trevor's stack of books is 7 7/8 inches tall. Rick's stack is 3 times, I'm going to circle that whole thing because I know that times means to multiply, as tall. When it says as tall, it means that that's as tall as Trevor's. What is the difference in the heights of their stack of books? Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to label. I always think it's important to label. Trevor has 7 7/8. That's how tall his stack of books is. Rick's, all we really know right now is that his is 3 times as much as Trevor's, which ultimately means 3 times 7 7/8. Now, what we can go ahead and do is we can find out how much Rick's stack of books, how tall it is, using what we did yesterday and multiplying with the distributive property. Okay, so that means that this 3 is going to be multiplied by the 7, and then it's going to be multiplied by the 7/8, then combined together. Okay, so first I'm going to do 3 times 7 plus 3 times 7/8. Okay. I know that 3 times 7 is 21, plus when I come over here, I know that 3 times 7 also, again, is 21/8. I'm going to turn this 21/8 into a mixed number, so it's a little bit easier for me to add. I know that 8 can go into 21 twice, with 5 left over. So now I have 2 5/8. I need to add that with 21. 21 plus 2 5/8 equals 23 5/8. Okay, so Rick's stack of books is 23 5/8 inches tall. We're not done with our problem because, I'm sorry, I didn't do this. What is the difference? Difference tells us to subtract. Now I need to subtract Rick's stack of books with Trevor's. Okay, 23 5/8, take away 7 7/8. Okay, it's always easier to turn these into improper fractions when you're subtracting them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to multiply and then add, and then get a total of 189. I'm doing this on the side so you can do it as well. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 plus 7, 63. And when I subtract 189, take away 63, I get 126. Okay? I can't leave it like this. I do have to do some division now. See how long this problem is taking? You guys really got to take your time, but I know that you can do it. Okay? So 8, how many times can 8 go into 126? 8 can go into 1 0 times. Bring that up. How many times can 8 go into 12? I know that can go in once. 1 times 8 is 8. 12 take away 8 is 4. How many times can 8 go into 46? Well, I know that 8 times 5 is 40. with a remainder of 6. So my new fraction is going to be 15 and 6/8. Okay, that's my answer. When I read it in a full sentence, it would look like the difference in the heights of their stacks is 15 and 6/8. So ultimately, this was our first step. Okay, we had to find out how tall Rick's stack of books was. So that's one step. Then we had to come over and then we had to subtract. So that was the second step. Then we had to turn it into improper fractions and subtract. So that was the third step. We had to do some subtraction here. We had to do some division there. So ultimately, you guys just helped me solve a 4-step problem. Okay, you won't have to be doing a lot of these. We're just going to ask you to try a few. Okay, but please do your best. Show your work. Okay, we believe in you.